Thank you for having me today. So I am talking about a non-tax topic for the next 5 minutes. So payment times reporting scheme. So I'm not sure, maybe a show of hands in the room, who's familiar with the scheme? Does anyone? Thank you. A couple of people with their hands up. As it's a non-tax topic, but it is relevant to most organisations. So what I'm going to talk to you today is just what is payment times reporting scheme, then what has changed recently, and then how we can help you if you need the help. So what is it? So it's an Australian government initiative. It's been around since January 2021, and it's really about enhancing transparency around the payment practices of large businesses towards small businesses. And so I'm not going to read through the slide, but you get captured as soon as you have a total annual income greater than $100 million AUD. Once you pass that amount, then you're required to submit 6 monthly reports through the portal, which basically outlines your payment times to small businesses. So that works. Sorry. Okay, so there's been a change in the reform. So I guess in 2021, when it was first released, they acknowledged that there would be a bit of streamline happening, which they've done now, and made it a bit more simpler for organisations to comply with. So these got just recently released and have come into effect. And prior to these coming into effect, if you had corporate groups with lots of entities, each entity had to report their own payment times report. Consolidated that, so only like the one organisation at the parent level, the global level, needs to submit the report. They've reduced the fields, so there was about 60, which you can imagine is, once you get all the data and then you've got to go through and fill out 60 fields, is quite time consuming. So they've streamlined that to 22, around about 22. So it just makes it a little bit easier, but they have introduced new fields such as percentile payment times and percentage of invoices paid within specific time frames. So this time around, they've also extended the reporting deadline because of the change in the reforms. So what was originally due by 31 March, so yesterday, you get an extension till 30 June 2025. So how can we help you? So what we do, we've got a couple of options that we can help you with. Firstly, we'll develop the model for you. So you provide us with all your data. Normally it just comes from your finance system. You provide us all the data and we'll develop that model for you and pull out those 22 key fields and data that needs to be submitted. And then we will prepare and submit that 6 monthly report and submit it on your behalf through the portal. Obviously, getting your approval and authorisation all the way through. Option 2 is the same, except we hand the model back to you and you submit the report yourselves. So I've gone through it really quickly because this is a tax seminar, or webinar, sorry. But are there any questions on? Yeah. Yes, a question.
That relates to the model. I was just having a chat to our financial reporting, someone in our financial reporting team. So there's been a little bit of a sort of difference of opinion. So if you receive an invoice early, but it's not due and payable for a month and a half later, for example, they would argue that it needs to be, like, in terms of reporting, you go back to the date you received the invoice. I thought it would make more sense that it would go to the date that the payment was due to see if it's late or not. Is there an official line on that, or?
Yeah, I think it is the date of the invoice because it's all about the payment terms. So what payment terms do you have with the supplier? But I can come back and confirm that. I can confirm that too. Yeah, let me do that. I can come back to you. I'll get you all the details.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you for the question.